I will still want them to, if they have few things to share with you. Then, how do we read data? So far, you have only told your R where your data is located. So, and if you don't call for the data, you won't be able to use the data. So let me also tell you that when you are writing scripts, we're actually doing two things simultaneously now. And I think that will help you. Instead of doing interactive session alone, I'm also training you how to write scripts. So we will be writing scripts. And one of the things you should quickly learn is how you can make comments in your scripts so that you can understand what the line of code is supposed to achieve. So to make comment in R, you use this hash to tell R that whatever you write after is a comment and it's not meant to be executed. So I can now write here to set working directory. And you will see the color is different. It's because it is recognized as a comment. If I remove this hash, it will be black. And if I run it, it will tell me error, unexpected symbol. It doesn't understand that. But if I put the hash, some people will put 1, 2, 3. Doesn't matter. One is okay. So one, I put this. Even if I run it, it will not flag error because it will know it's a comment. So it won't flag error. So everybody should get that right. That the moment you open your working directory, the moment you put a hash, the hash symbol, then you can make a comment. And the purpose of making a comment is to explain what the code you are writing will achieve, or what is intended to achieve. So that is that. Even at this point, there are other documents in our listing that I would like you to open. If you go to our classroom, one of the you will need to, you will have scripts here, and the script we want to use, because it will save time to be typing these scripts again. Sorry. So I'm going to open the script called lesson 1. Where is it?
You're not sharing your screen again, sir.
Oh, wow. Sorry. I don't know why. So I'm actually in our Google Classroom, and I want to I want to download one of the files that we will use. So this is the file, lesson 1. Of course, it won't open, but you will see download. So you can download that file. And once downloaded, you can open the folder and copy it. So I'm going to cut it and put it in the working folder that I'm going to use on the desktop. So I will copy it into the R session and then paste it. So in that folder now, I already have my data file and my script file. The script file that I want to use for this very session. So now that the script file is there, I'm going to go back and open the script file. So I will open the script file. Because I've set the working directory, when I click the open icon, it will automatically take me to my working folder. So since I'm interested in the script file named lesson 1, filter brackets, I can open. And this is the file. Remember, in my own case, I have already changed the word working directory. So you also need to change, put the correct working directory, because my own working directory is not your own working directory. So you can use, for you to change your own, the starting point will be to type here, get working directory. Get working directory. So, and then you type and then you press enter. Then you now copy the working directory and put it. This one presupposes that you have already set the working, if this is the correct working directory. Otherwise, it's good for you to set the working directory and then copy it like this and paste it in your script file. That will change the one that you had there, which is my own, to your own. If you don't change my own to your own to replace my own, there will be error. So I can put my so-called comment here, and I have set working directory. I will put my own this thing here now, set working. So it means I've set my working directory. Even if I run this now, because I've put the hash, it will run, it will not flag error. And then, of course, I can say the next thing now I want to do is to read it's not a code. and you can write your own grammar the way you want it. It has nothing to do with it, but R will not flag error because we have already indicated here that it is a comment. So here, I want to read wow. Sorry. I hope I didn't miss anything. I saw my connection. Hello, are we still there?
Yes, I will you, Prof.
Okay, great. So, I was trying to show that we can read our, we can put comments to indicate what every line we do. So, it's always advisable for you, even if you open your own now, you can start indicating those comments as I continue in this session. So line 4 here is going to use this function. You can see the highlight there. The highlight there is pump up by R. So we call it read.csv function. And this function is actually what helps you data from your working folder, get your data from your working folder. So what is inside here is the name of the file. Let me show you the file, the folder. So you know this is the folder, and then this is the name. If there is any mistake in the name, it will flag error. Let's say instead of writing demographic, or instead of writing demographics, you write demographic, there will be error. So usually people get worried when they have those kind of errors. So remember also that the name of the file that you are trying to call is in quotes. It's very important. There are other extensions that you can include. We'll talk about that later. We can have, so the first thing is the file name. If the header represents the variable name or the column name, then you put header equals to true there, and so on. But the default one is just to put the demographics.csv. Remember, the file must be in .csv, not XLS or XLXS and so on, not in Excel format. We can read Excel format, but we will discuss about that later. So what we are now saying is that after reading this, we normally use this sign, call it assignment. So that anything you read here, assign it to a new name, call it demo. This demo is a name that you have given yourself. I could have called it any other name. I could have called it DEM, D-E-M, doesn't matter. So you can assign it to whatever name you want to assign it. So I assign it demo. What you are saying is that go to my working folder, look inside for a file, data file, or a CSV file called demographics.csv. Bring that file, every content that is in it, assign it to a data frame called demo. So from now on, if I need anything in that data, since that data is now in demo, I will no longer refer to demographics any longer because I've assigned all the contents to demo. So that is what line 4 is saying. And if I run it and there is no error, then I'm good to go. But what you will notice is that as soon as I run it, you can see on the environment that the data has now been read and R has been able to understand the data. So it's no longer calling it demographics, but it's now calling it demo. And it gives you a quick summary of the data, telling you have 510 observations and you have 8 variables. Usually you see, because it's data frame, there's a blue arrow icon there. You can click it to see more detail about this data. So in that data, it tells you there is age, there is marital, that's the first variable, marital, the second one, character, income, the third one, and so on like that. So you have all the 8. You can see all the 8 here. You can see all the 8 variables there. Age, marital, income, education, car price, car category, gender, retired. We will still talk about all of this. But in which case you want to see the full data, excellent. There is an icon here, like a spreadsheet. You can simply click on this icon. So if I click on it now, I will be able to see the data completely. So I can see the age.
Please, Prof, sir.
Yes.
Hello, Prof. Please, can I clearly see the icon you press? Because I'm trying to